Greetings, the Astro 30 here yet again, and welcome back to AEL. Now, I've got a short little video here today, which is not going to be all that exciting, but I'm going to be talking about an upcoming project that I'm planning on building and filming. And by the way, if you're new to this channel, please consider going down below and subscribing if you haven't done so already. That'd be great. That helps me out a lot. And thank you to all the people that have subscribed recently and in the past. Excellent. Thank you very much. Now I'm going to be talking about the Elektor Austereo amplifier module that I built in a previous video, which is linked in the description. But I'm actually going to turn this project into a fully built amplifier, basically. And sitting here on the desk, I've got a piece of aluminium channel, or aluminum channel for those that prefer to leave out the extra I. This is 200 millimeters long, with the thickness of the material being 3 millimeters, and the height is 60 mil, and it's 32 deep. So this came from a supplier on eBay, Hardware Master Online, basically. It says Prime Hardware Master Solve. Doesn't that sound like a Doge mem? Much hardware. Very solve. Wow. No, anyway. So it says here aluminium or aluminum profiles, drawer slides. Now, do they mean drawer as in like drawers that you put cutlery and all that sort of stuff in, and clothes and stuff? Because if so, that should be spelt with an ER on the end, because drawer is spelled D-R-A-W-E-R, as in sliding drawers. But I don't think you mean drawer as in taking a pencil and drawing. Anyway, security locks and hardware sets. So this piece of aluminium channel is going to be used as the heatsink, and it should be perfectly adequate for what I'm going to be using it for, because, well, even running the amplifier at half power, the currently crappy small heat sinks that are on the transistors don't get that hot. So yeah, that's another thing. So I'm going to get this out of this bag, and this came yesterday very well wrapped. Came in a, you know, post bag with bubble wrap around it, cardboard wrapped around it again underneath the bubble wrap, stucky taped together, if that's a word, it is now, with this plastic bag on the inside. So it was very, very well wrapped and very difficult to get into, but you can't have everything. So I'll undo this bag and I'll slide out the U channel, and yeah, there's a few nicks in it. I mean, yeah, there's a few scrape marks here, but that could be due to clamping during the cutting process to cut it down to size. And there's a nasty lip here. The other side's alright, so I might make this the bottom side and this the top side because of that roughness there. What I plan to do is I'll need to mount this into a case. So I'll need some way of mounting the bracket or the U-channel heatsink to the bottom of the chassis. So I'll just drill probably 4 holes and tap them to M3 so it can be screwed to the bottom of the chassis. Now, I thought about this quite considerably, because I could have bought a 50mm high piece of U-channel, but it would have been too small. It would have been cheaper, about $19.95 I think it was. This was $22.95. Yeah. But then I got to thinking last night before I was trying to go to sleep, which is always the way, that I might have to actually raise this up off the chassis to make the transistors at the back of the PCB sit on this properly, because, well, I'll show you a diagram I drew. So here's a representation of what I'm talking about. Here's the U channel that I was just previously showing you. This is the PCB of the power amplifier preamp module that's pre-built. This indicates the center of the pot, or pots, down the line. And this is the front panel, which is going to be 80 millimeters high, because it's going to go into a 2-unit simple rack case. Because I like working with the Ultronics rack cases. They're kind of nice and easy to assemble and very easy to work with, unlike the J-car ones, which are complete crap in my opinion. Anyhow, so the front panel is actually going to be 88 millimeters high, so I'm missing from the center point here 4 millimeters, but for all intents and purposes, I just wanted to see if having these pots mounted direct dead center with this front panel would still allow me enough space to fit the transistor's total height onto this U channel without having to raise it upwards, like mounted on standoffs, which would make it, you know, laterally not very secure. That's basically what I'm trying to say. And according to this, I've got about 26 millimeters between here and the bottom of the case, so I can still put some spaces in there of 25 mil and then just space them up with some washers to take up the extra gap that's going to be there, so it's not pulling the circuit board down at a funny contorted angle. And I'm not sure how much space is at the top here, but if I bring a ruler in, we're looking at a good 33 millimeters or so before we hit the top of the U-channel corner here. So we've got to also keep in mind the thickness of the material is 3 millimeters, so that's going to be 3 millimeters minus. So between there and the PCB is our total mounting point. So we can't go above, to get a screw in, we can't go above this point here. We've got to leave at least a good 4 or 5 mil here between the inside edge of that and here. So that's going to take it down to about 27, 28 mil, something like that. Actually, I'll measure it just so I'm not talking out of my ass. We'll say 26 mil, which should just still be enough to mount the transistors without, having to raise the U channel up. So I'm going to grab the PCB and I'm going to just mock it up to this drawing and see if transistors will fit nicely within this space. I'm more concerned about the TIP35C of the shunt, the series pass element of the regulator circuit, because that is going to be the highest transistor. So let me just go grab the PCB. Okay, I've got to be real careful. I've already just bent some of these transistors because I manhandled it a little bit wrong. But that's okay, they'll still be fine. So I'll just marry the edge of the PCB to where the PCB is. And not that I can see very well. This is really awkward. It looks like from the top of this transistor here, I've barely got enough space, but it will fit just fine, I think. Even if we include the 4 mil, which would be about there, that's putting that transistor's mounting hole just under my line where I marked where the minimum space is. Yeah, so it's just going to fit with the channel mounted to the base of the chassis there. So I think that'll work just fine. Okay, so with it back in the box, what I want to do before I finish this video is mark out this area here for drilling so I can tap some holes. So I'll do my customary method here. I'll get some masking tape. Doesn't matter if it's straight or not, it's only temporary. And I will go ahead and I'll now mark out where my holes are going to go. Now, to make things easier when I'm coming to then marrying this up to the bottom of the case so I know where to drill the holes in this alignment, I'm going to take the measurement of say 15 millimeters from the front edge to its center rather than from the outer edge to the center. So I know that it's from the edge at this point 15 millimeters back to the mounting hole. Let me get to doing that and we'll come back. Alright, I've decided to go with only 3 holes because then that makes all the spacing between the holes the same. I'd have to do a lot of mental gymnastics to make all the holes exactly the same distance apart. I mean, it could be done, but it'd probably end up being 5 holes at 40 millimeters apart to make the distance, because it's 20 in that way, 20 in that way, and 100 in the center. So all I have to do now is just center punch these, pilot drill them, and then tap them out. So I'll get to doing that off camera because I don't think anyone needs to see me drilling holes. And a short time later, there we go there. It's drilled and tapped. I didn't break the tap. They're sort of straight. That one's kind of not straight, but it'll still do. I mean, once it's screwed in to the chassis, it'll pull itself straight anyway. It's not too far off, so I'm not really worried about it. If I use a washer on the other side of the screw before mounting it to the chassis, it'll probably more likely deform the washer. But then again, it's only going to be thin steel there for the plate that it's mounted to. So yeah, the plate will probably deform anyway. But that's irrelevant. So yeah, it tapped out alright. It didn't break the tap, which it was getting close to. But using a hand drill to tap holes like this is not very accurate because it can go slightly sideways, as, well, I don't know if you can tell, but that screw there is not exactly 90 degrees to the edge of the material here. But that's just the nature of tapping by hand. Even with a tap and die set with a handle, it's still, you know, not very accurate or precise. A drill press is better to do tapping with, but yeah, you still run the risk of these small types of holes of snapping the tap. But there you go, there's the heatsink. I reckon that'll work just fine. It will need cleaning up once it's finally in the case, and get rid of all the fingerprints and stuff prior to mounting it. But yeah, I reckon that'll do the job just fine. So I just wanted to share this little bit of video here with you as to what I'm going to be planning on doing next. The next part to this project will be building the input selector and etc. And then just finalising the gain of the preamp to make sure it's not going to distort on like a CD player especially. And you know, going from there and then putting this into a case, and as well as a transformer. I still got to order a suitable transformer, and yeah, just let's build another amplifier. Why not? What am I going to do with it? Not much, although it will have a phono input, I suppose. Not that that's really necessary for me at the moment, but yeah, it is what it is. If anything, if I don't like the way that these are tapped, or when I go to assemble it, everything looks a little bit crooked, like screw wise, I can just simply drill the holes out to like 3.2 millimeters and just use nuts and be done with it. You know, it may become a little bit more awkward to mount, but yeah, whatever. Anyway, I'm the Austereo 30. If you enjoyed this video, please remember to go down below, like, comment and subscribe if you haven't done so already. And as always, this is the Austereo 30 saying see ya, have a great day. I'll see you in the next video.